Kia ora koutou, and welcome to South Pacific Muscle. Tonight we are joined by Shredded Kiwi Dad, as most of you will know, Preston Feite, and Preston is he tells us he's in his 30s, but I don't know, man, he still looks 20-something to me, man, looking fantastic. He's from Hamilton. He's a nutrition systems athlete and competes in the men's physique. Many of you will know him, pretty prolific on his social media and a very, very positive kind of guy. So we're really looking forward to talking to you tonight, Preston.
Thank you for the intro. Yeah, my name's Preston. I've been living in Hamilton for almost 12 years now. I'm born and bred from Wellington, in a small town called Porirua. Nice. But I guess the passion for bodybuilding was set in stone when I was like a little 4-year-old watching Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Van Damme. But really it was all pretty much originated from watching Commando, and Barbarian, all of those are like my heroes back then.
Bro, oh my God, that's deja vu, man. Like I did exactly the same. And literally before this podcast, I watched a Van Damme fight on YouTube, and Red Sonja was my movie that really nailed it for me. So yeah.
I've seen a little bit of that.
I named my eldest son Conan, and got the sword and the thing tattooed under there. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're all big fans.
Oh, gold. Hey, Porirua, I used to teach at Mana.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was a good little scene out there. There were a couple of guys, Cliff, and I can't remember. There was a real massive guy who was an ex shot putter and things that used to train out there. But yeah, what gym did you get to when you were down those ways, or was it after that?
I think it was called Porirua City Fitness. That was there.
Yeah,
but
PCF.
I spent my high school years on the Kapiti Coast, so I went to Kapiti College, and then I spent my last 2 years at Paraparamu. But I started lifting when I was like 14. My friend Isaac, I think he's a personal trainer there now. He got me into it when I started playing rugby, because basketball was kind of like my thing going through primary school and intermediate. I watched religiously the air up there. So, I just had a ball and just was practicing all the dunks. So as a kid, I was quite athletic, but I was quite heavy. I didn't know how heavy I was until I started high school at about 11 because of my age. I think I was ahead from all my other friends that were the same age. So I think I was like 11 when I started high school, and I was about like over 90 kilos. And my friend, one of my older friends who was like in his 7th form year, was like, F, are you like that heavy? Man, you hide it well. But, to me, it was just nothing. And I've always been told that I have broad shoulders and to do bodybuilding. But I never really took it on quite seriously until I hit my 30s.
Oh, wow. Hey, what's your background? Where you from? Where's your family from? Where do you originate,
Well, my nan, she's from here, from Tainui. She moved to Wellington just to get away, just to try something different. And my grandfather's from Wanganui. I'm pretty plastic, so I can only speak English. So, every time because I'm both Māori and Samoan. So every time my family speak Māori or Samoan, I'm kind of like, remember, it's me, the plastic one.
Oh, no. It's amazing, though, the genetic I guess predisposition to sport and bodybuilding that we have in the Pacific Island communities and Māori communities. I sort of I've got a running joke because my old training partner, I said to him, how heavy are you? And he was competing at the time in strongman. He said, 210 now. But 210. And he goes, well, I used to be 230. And I was like, fuck. And he goes, yeah, I didn't do weights, but I was about 230. And I was like, man, I don't know anyone who's 230. And he said to me, he goes, well, to be fair, the scale's clocked at 230. I was probably 250. And I was at my biggest and I was 110. And he goes, man, I haven't been 110 since I was 8 years old.
Wow.
So, and certainly Porirua, when I was teaching some of the boys there, they love their weights, the rugby boys. And wow, man, just you could go through and pick out half a dozen guys that would be top national competitors if they decided, you know, but most of them headed down the rugby pathway. So, you know.
Yeah. So much talent, so much raw talent, you know, if it's plucked and if it's guided, like the athletes or potential athletes have the right mentorship, man, they can go far.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Hey, so you know, your rugby, basketball, pretty typical New Zealand kind of background.
Pretty much.
When did you kick off lifting weights seriously, and what were you sort of weighing at that point versus what you're weighing now?
Well, when I first started lifting, like seriously, like with the training and the nutrition, I was 31.
Yep.
And then I stepped on stage when I was 32. So actually I've always wanted to do the bodybuilding, like the diet, the lifestyle, but never really wanted to wear the undies. I just didn't have the confidence for that, let alone get on stage and then wear the undies and like almost like bare naked. Like I couldn't do it, but I wanted to do the training and the nutrition. It took me quite a few years to convince my partner at the time for me to do it, because I think the general public right then, I think the stigma around bodybuilding wasn't positive. And a lot of the girls thought the guys were just there to hook up with chicks, you know. But when I saw like some of the local boys like Daniel Mazzolo, Jay Campus, Paul Kennelly, who else? I think Kurt Dell. Yeah. When I saw them in like do the men's physique, I was like, holy shit, I can effing do that. So it took me about 2 hours to convince my partner at the time to do it. Like I cried and I begged, and like literally like tears down my eyes. Like I really want to do this. She was, I think, like 2-3 months pregnant, and there was no alcohol, no partying. I started getting gains in the gym. I was like, yes, I love this not drinking thing, because during the 20s, you know, when you leave high school, if you haven't got like an aim or direction of where you want to go, it's just party life, you know, or it's just drinking. You do what everyone else is doing because you don't know what else to do. Yep. So yeah, she gave me the thumbs up. I went straight away to Kenny O'Malley. He was training at City Fitness here in Hamilton at the time. I just went straight up to him. Like I waited until after he'd finished his workout, of course. And yeah, hit him up, and he gave me a training program and a nutrition program. And I think back then it was like the basic chicken, broccoli, kumara days, oats and the egg whites in the morning, and then pretty much the similar 2 meals in the end for night at nighttime. Yeah, did a 5-month prep. Did my first pro-am in 2014. Yeah, and got a taste of it, and I was just so hungry for it. Nice. So I competed as a men physique novice, and then went on to win at the nationals for the first time as a novice, and then went up against Scott Crow, who was also a novice. And it was just us two as a novice, like going in, like, man, he was so peeled, and I didn't even think I was going to win. I didn't know, you know, I was just going in for whatever. And so that small victory was like, was crushed pretty much straight away. You know, I was like, yeah, I won. And they're like, hey, wait here, you're going up against this guy. I'm like, what the? Yeah.
But it's quite easy to see why you kind of went in the men's physique way in terms of the way you look, but also at that time, you know, the names you're throwing around like Scott Crow, Kurt Dow, Kennelly, who else was fighting around? Fouad, Jake and Dan. You know, what a lineup to sort of come in, you know, at that time and to be influenced by. Sorry?
Sam Andrews as well.
Sam Andrews, yeah, Wellington boy, yeah. So that scene was really strong when you came into it, and you know, so you can see why you kind of like it. It was appealing, and they were good to watch because those guys had some good battles on stage, man.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like I really I was digging it, but always I didn't realize how to do things post comp.
Yeah.
So it was just going back to the habits before the prep. You know, like trying to like blend it into family life, friends. I repeated a few cycles until about 2017 when I did WBFF for the first time, because the following year, 2016, I saw a buddy Kane in the Gold Coast doing it, and his friend was doing a live feed, recording it, and man, I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was like a party, like the lights, the music, it was like so much fun.
I went to, I think the 215 and the 216, 215 I went to, and I sent my daughter over to the 216, and it's, to me, is like a Victoria's Secret opening party or pageant or something, just like the level of professionalism in what they put on. So, you know, for the average person, you know, bodybuilding might be a bit weird to watch, but a WBFF show is a great way to bring a wider viewing audience to the sport. Yeah.
It was something different. It was something different. Got a taste of that for the first time. I think Brian Choi was the first guy to go over there.
Yeah.
And get his pro card. And then I loved it. Like from the registration night to the day, the whole experience was great. And then I think 2018 I did Pro-Am again.
Yep.
And it kind of lit the fire to stick with IFBB and then do the nationals that following year. And it was really good because I prepped myself for both shows.
Yep.
I think Mike Kingsnorth helped me with like a water and sodium deplete for both shows. And had a really good year. And last year was even better. And this year wasn't too bad considering the like COVID and everything, you know. It was really good to see IFBB still go through, like seeing everyone do like the Southern Champs and every other show leading up to it. I'm like, man, I got to jump in on this.
It's like in that respect, like I think, you know, like COVID was really fucking hard mentally for a lot of people, and I found it really, really tough. But I think when the shows came out, it kind of gave you something to grab onto and go, I'm part of this. I've still got a purpose. I've got a drive. And the shows that the NZIFBB put on this year have been really fucking good shows. They've been
really good, man. Really good. I've been following some of the boys. They're all like, you know, like Dan. Man, it's so cool, like to have Mr. New Zealand, eh?
Yeah, bro. I think you know, without a doubt, I'm sure that's something that's sitting in the back of your mind. You know, seeing you up on the Tournament of Champions. It was a good lineup. Like every class in that whole show was strong. You know,
just thinking about it. Like, you know, I've done quite a few regionals here in New Zealand in the IFBB, and hands down, their show was like my most favorite.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. Yeah. Very cool. You know, I think Shane just put on a level of professionalism that kind of went, hey guys, here's the new standard. You know, here's where shows sit, which is really cool. And I think given, you know, like Ash was very, very good as well. And but you know, he wasn't, like, to me, and I'm not the greatest with men's physique, but you know, it wasn't a fucking walk away victory or anything. So you know that you're right up there in that tier. So you've got to have that somewhere in the back of your mind, thinking, Mr. New Zealand someday soon.
Yeah, the whole my whole intentions was just a place for next year. You know, so getting the win and then going up against, you know, all the boys in overalls, that was just like a bonus, you know. I was like, sweet, yeah, okay. Just walked out casually, my name's called out, woo, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. I probably just was maybe a bit too casual for the show, but yeah.
Hey, just on you know, like when you're on stage, so what's your height and your stage weight and your off-season weight, just so we can...
Well, I think I've been hovering lately around 106, 107 kilos. Not too sure what I was on the day. I'm guessing like 103.
Yep. What height are you at, Preston?
185. Yep. Like 6'1".
Yeah. It's still a big guy, you know. You know, that's the thing I noticed. Those men's physique guys, and the one that really brings it home for me is our latest Mr. New Zealand. Like when he came out, I looked at him and went, "Fuck me, that guy is a big man." You know, like we used to look at a lot of the guys in men's physique as, you know, generally smaller guys, but with nice aesthetics, etc. And like guys like Brian Choi, when he was coming through, that was sort of almost the norm. But the norm now seems to be guys that, you know, they're pretty stacked, man. You know, like
That's crazy. It's crazy. And they're so young.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, like me, this old man against these like kids. It's like,
Don't
dude,
talk to us about. Don't talk to us about old man.
Yeah, true that.
I tell you what, I'm 40 soon, man, and I can't wait. I can't wait to hit 50. I can't wait to have a few more grays. I can't wait for that because I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing, no doubt. Competing or not competing, I'm still going to live the lifestyle regardless.
There's quite a difference between 6'1" and 103 and another 6'1" and 103 because that's about what I was in my last show, and I didn't look anywhere near as good as you. That's for sure.
Well, the first show I did, I was 113 on the day.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought that was okay, and then I told the other boys like Dan, like he's like, what are you weighing? And I'm like 113. He's like, fuck. I was like, oh, should I be doing the show then? This doesn't sound good.
All right. Hey, Mike, did you want to hit some quick fire questions so we can find out?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll just give you some of the same quick fire that we sort of get all the guests to do, just to get a bit of an overview of how you like to train and diet and bits and pieces like that. So, off season, do you tend to dirty bulk and get real big, or do you try and stay relatively lean and close to your competition weight?
In the past, it was dirty. The last year or 2 years, been clean. Been pretty much clean, and with the odd little dirty treat in there, you know. But
yeah, it's really about the body fat levels, though, not so as much, you know, how many treats you have and how many cheat meals. If you keep relatively close to your stage weight, you know, 8 to 10 kilos, then, you know, we'd call that a clean bulk.
Agreed. Yeah.
And in the off season, do you tend to go high protein, high carb, high fat, mixture of all?
High protein, medium carb, low fat.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you tend to train with more volume or more intensity?
A bit of both, depending on how I feel and the week that I've had. Because I do shift work as well, so my body can be, depending on how the night shifts are, it can be pretty. I mean, I can be out for days. You know, I could be sluggish. I need that pre-workout to get in there. I'm napping sometimes, you know, because I'm so tired. It's, you know, once your REMs are gone, that's it.
And yeah, I know. And on those days, would you tend to go just smash some pre-workout and try and go high intensity, or would you just kind of stay a bit more moderate and sort of push up the volume?
Yeah, I've dabbled between both.
Well, it's just when you're exhausted, you come off shift work and you're not feeling it. Is that a time to kind of go at a moderate intensity for a long period of time for you, or is that a time where you just go, I just got to get out of here, smash some pre-workout, go hard and go home?
Yeah, and depending on when I got to pick up my daughter from school, yeah. So time constraint too. If I got a lot more time, if I had enough sleep throughout the day, I'm like, yeah, I can do like a long drawn out one. You know, take some nice breaks, get on some good weight. Or from
and that would that be your preference? Go that way?
Yeah, that would be my preference. Yeah.
Okay. And so in the off season, I mean, you stay relatively lean now. Talk about when you're dirty bulking and now. Do you tend to carb cycle? Do you have mini cuts along the way to kind of maintain your insulin sensitivity, or just keep pushing food up?
Well, last year's off season, I stayed pretty lean because I was doing a bit of modeling then and some runway stuff. So I wanted to stay, you know, because with the runway stuff, I was topless, you know, so I wanted to be semi decent. But this time, yeah, I'm doing carbs. I'm doing carb cycling because that worked really well last time I went into the Tournament of Champions last year. Everything seemed to pop a bit more, and yeah, I'll be definitely implementing that. Oh, I am now.
Yes. Oh, interesting, because I'm just having a crack at that myself. What's your variation between your high and your low carb days?
Well, I'm just taking 50 grams of carbs off between the days and just seeing how the body goes. Then I don't want to do it too big, just playing it small, like this far out, and then increase it. Then increase it if I have to. But coming close to Christmas, everything seems to be like pretty sweet.
And is that high carb days on training days and low carb on non-training days? Or?
Yeah, so 2 high carb days, 2 low carb days, and 3 medium. And I keep the highs for the leg days, and the other 3, the mediums for the uppers, and then the lows for just active rest days.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So coming into pre-competition, do you tend to do long sort of prep phases, or do you cut hard and fast?
Oh, mate, I just usually wing it, you know. There's a, how can I say this? Stick my foot in it. I only, just put it this way, I only reached out to a coach 3.5 weeks out from that one.
Oh.
And the one before that, when I did WBFF last year, that was a 2-week prep with a coach.
But I mean, prior to that, you must have been.
I was intentionally getting ready. So say maybe like 8 weeks, 10 to 8 weeks out. Yeah.
But I guess you're staying relatively close. And look, excuse my ignorance, but the men's physique guys don't get as shredded as the physique guys do. They're not as hard, not as muscular. So you carry slightly higher body fat levels than a physique athlete. Than a bodybuilding athlete.
Oh yeah. Like even on that day, man, I had like it was a decent amount of thickness there still. Like I was really, really soft. I've only been, real soft.
Okay. Doesn't look it, but there you go. Now, well, so some of these questions are now more about a well-structured prep, but would you, if you needed to make tweaks, would you cut food or would you do more cardio? Do you do cardio?
Yeah, keeping it in now. That's something that I've never done after a comp, is keep the cardio in. So I've kept it all in. That's very different for me, and I'm actually loving it. So for now, I'll probably do more work. Yeah, that's something I've never done before.
So if you're kind of working towards a show, you say 8 weeks out, 7 weeks out, you're kind of going, I've got to move some body fat here. Would you first go to take away a little bit of food, or would it be to jump on the bike or get out and do some walking?
Depending on how I look, I can do either one or two, or the same thing, or both at the same time. But it's hard to say now. It really depends on a lot. Yeah.
And like leading into the show, you keep your training pretty heavy, or do you go to a higher volume approach to take the stress off your joints when you're leaning out?
Maybe like 4 weeks out, I'll take away the heavy loads. Yeah. And take it a bit easier, but still push hard, get the pumps going.
Yeah, nice. Okay, sounds good. So I guess moving on to your sort of overall kind of training philosophy, you've talked about preferring high volume. Are we talking sort of hour-long, hour-and-a-half long workouts? I've heard stories of people doing an hour on biceps, hour on triceps. Is it that sort of volume that you talk about? What would a high volume sort of workout be for you? 25 sets, 20 sets?
Maybe 20.
For a muscle group? Yeah.
20. Yeah. 20 to 15.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I can't imagine doing 25 sets of anything, Mike. Doesn't matter what it is.
There's a lot.
Well,
25 steps is hard work.
Maybe I'm doing close to 20, but I wouldn't go over the top, just because I like to. I don't want to spend too long in the gym, like and that includes warming up and warming down too. Over the years I've been really slack at that, so getting older, like definitely want to warm up and warm down. Yeah.
I mean, when you talk, it depends. I guess a lot of people count those warm-up sets and those sort of reps, which are sets which are short of failure. And Nate and I tend to just count the working sets, which tend to be the ones either with intensity techniques, or we were pushing for numbers or hitting failure. So that cuts down the number of sets we're counting. It doesn't cut down necessarily the number of sets we do. Because I know, Nate, you do 25 sets in a workout. But some of those are warm-ups.
Not a shit show. I find that as my body's warm, like sometimes I'll jump onto a new exercise and I'll go straight into my heavy set without even doing anything, because I know that muscle's warm. But initially I will, but I've managed to shorten it. I'm kind of all about using energy for exactly what I need to use it for, because I know those warm-up sets, I need to do them. I need to make sure I'm warm enough and ready to go, full range of motion, all that kind of thing. But at the same time, I'm not wasting a cent of any energy I don't need to. So I'm probably not typical in that respect. So like if I looked at mine, I'd be lucky. I suppose maybe I did 20. I don't know. I'd have to have a look. But
So moving on, if I'd done a heavy one, I was really warm, I'd kind of done my intensity techniques at the end of the first exercise. Going to the second exercise, I might do 2 or 3 sets before I hit my heavy one, but they might be 1 or 2 reps, just to kind of get a feel for the weight going up, because I hate getting under a really heavy weight, going hard on my first set. So I just want to get a feel for it at 70%, 80%, something like that, just doing 1 or 2 reps. So I'm saving energy like you do, Nate, but kind of get a feel for that weight.
probably the difference is that because my workouts they don't vary a lot. I kind of know my numbers and I'm used to the movement patterns and the exercise, so I probably get away with a bit more. Whereas starting now, like I started my new program, and I noticed I did a shitload of like, oh, I wonder what that's going to feel like. Oh, I haven't done this with bands before, so I would have done exactly what you're doing. And I guess if I looked at my training in the past where I'm training chest, what am I going to do today? Okay, I'll go and do that machine, then I'll do inclines. Then I'd probably need to feel them out a bit more. But whereas if I'm doing, I'm on week fucking 12 of doing the same program, it's pretty familiar to me, and those movements are almost second nature. Anyway, just a thought.
Yeah.
So as far as the contrast between bodybuilding and men's physique goes, do you think that it's largely around the way that you train, or do you think it starts with your structure and then you just enhance the structure that you had?
Yeah, well, like I know they always talk about the V-taper, and just as long as the shoulders are wide and they got a slim waist, and build everything around that. Like, because I was born with a big ass and big legs, so I never struggled. It's like I've had a lean upper body, like even like throughout high school and like young adulthood, people were like, oh, just you need bigger chest and bigger back, and like, because obviously because my ass and my legs make my upper body look skinny. So it's all about always, and because I have strong shoulders, I've just gone from there inwards, and I think especially with hearing more of your your previous episodes and a couple of like bodybuilding podcasts, even when Dennis talked about his experience overseas, and he said, the men's physique quality over there, they're just mini bodybuilders. Just going into that bodybuilding mindset, because I've never really gone down that route, that kind of meathead, like get in there and fuck shit up, kind of,
You'll never look back, bro. You'll never look back once you're in there.
Yeah, well, like, every time Mike Kingsnorth has invited me a couple times to travel down to Tauranga for a leg day, and I've seen that YouTube clip. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, as soon as I saw that, I was like, bro, I'm not coming down for that. Man, I won't be able to drive home, But I think, the bodybuilding mindset, like, definitely get in there and doing, like, building everything, I did try classic last year just to get the feelers out. And, Mo just said, stick with men's physique because that is your class. Why start at the bottom when you're kind of near the top here and this? I was just like, okay. You said it, man.
Well, they put a massive priority on that nice, tight midsection. So is there anything that you do or tailor your training to kind of maintain that or not blow that waist out? You stay away from deadlifts or squats or anything to kind of keep that tight?
No, not really. I don't train abs a lot. I just make sure everything's bigger. Like, I still train to stick that with that V-tape. I don't do anything specifically to keep it tight.
But do you deadlift? Do you squat? Do you wear a weights belt?
I have been lately, just because I'm feeling like an old man, but I watch my back. But I don't do like any real like heavy, scary deadlifts or scary squats or I just think, man, am I still going to be okay when I'm 50? So I try and find my way around it.
No, you're not. I can attest to that. You're not.
Yeah, just more like longevity. Like I would push like for those big lifts, but I wouldn't go crazy ridiculous. Man, there's some people that are like short and smaller than me that are so strong, and as impressive as it is scary at the same time.
I think, you've got a structure with naturally wide clavicles, and if you didn't do weights, you'd still go, that guy's a wide, he's got wide shoulders, and you've got that small waist. And I think, we talk about, Mike, about the guys thickening up through the midsection, and I think there's a certain predisposition to that. And if you're someone with a naturally small waist, your obliques are only going to grow so much, I don't know. I think, when you're like force feeding, trying to be a heavyweight bodybuilder, and doing some of the things that heavyweight bodybuilders do, with those, along with those heavy lifts that thicken the obliques, as well as the massive food overload that we do, we probably have a tendency to be able to thicken the waist. But I think if you haven't got that and you're not, you know, I mean, you can squat and deadlift, but as long as it's not, you're not training as a powerlifter, you're probably unlikely to have much impact on that waist. Because a lot of the guys that, you know, that we see on stage that are massively strong and built their bodies through those big heavy lifts have still got tiny waists, you know. But it's probably the other thing that they don't let themselves get up to 140 in the off season, you know, like people try to push to do when you're a heavyweight bodybuilder. So I guess, you know, I don't know how much of it comes down to, there's probably a bit of a genetic predisposition to blowing out a waist. Which
you talk about the genetic predisposition for the Islanders, and as far as putting on size goes, I mean, it's really around the size of the joints, right? Because if they've got a nice trim waist, generally, I mean, I'm gross generalizations, but often I've put on muscle relatively well. But if the waist is narrow, then they can end up looking like a good bodybuilder. But if the waist is already thick, then you just end up a big boy.
Go and be a powerlifter or strongman.
Yeah.
I remember a good example would be my old flatmate down in Dunedin, Mike von Reicke, and the German Samoan. He had the tiny, small European sort of structure, but with the masses of you know, muscle that you tend to see on some of the Samoan boys. And I think we started training and he was about 100 kilos, and within about 6 months he was about 130 with air. You know, it was just he just went whoop. Before we go to your Insta, this is your page, Shredded Kiwi Dad, and there are a bunch of links here with codes for discounts for, and these are all supplements that you're using at the moment?
Yeah, they're the ones that I currently got now.
Cool, nice.
Yeah, I just update them when I get new ones, and then I just pop them in there.
Great. So you guys can all see the link there. So if you want to get some discount codes, etc., get on there, get amongst it. Right, here we go. So Shredded Kiwi Dad, if you're not following him, make sure you get on there and you can watch this guy who's fringing around the top of Men's Physique, and I'm sure is thinking about that title. Interesting, the first thing on there is you've got fatherhood. Tell us, and look, it's Shredded Kiwi Dad, you know, tell us how big a part being a dad plays for you in your life.
When I was 11, that was the first thing I knew I wanted to be, was a father. So I had young parents, and when I moved to the Kapiti Coast, you know, growing up as a kid, I thought my parents were dorks, you know, but I never realized how cool they were until we moved to the Kapiti Coast, and my dad coached the youth touch team, and it had all the hot chicks and all the cool guys in it, and everyone then was like, "Is your name Preston?" I'm like, yeah, like who are these girls and guys? And they're like, oh, you know, we're gonna party. Your dad's throwing a party. I play touch in his rugby team, and I'll see you at your house on Friday. I'm like, whoa, okay. So I started getting praise and a lot of good vibes about my parents being young and youthful. So I was like, damn it, I want that too.
Cool. And is it a real balance being a dad and trying to manage a full-time bodybuilding career? Because I sort of had a bit of time off when my kids were young, and my kids are all grown up now, big kids, and I've got free time, so I've decided to go back to bodybuilding and be incredibly selfish in my own little world. But when you're balancing both, how do you find that as a challenge?
Easy.
Nice.
Easy.
You'll have to give me some tips. Come on, tell me.
Well, it's
how do you do it?
It's only an hour of your day to go to the gym. You know, we spend most of our time eating food, so why not make sure that you're eating there, you know, eating to fuel your body to achieve the goals, and then find an hour in the day to go to the gym, and make sure, like, you know, if you're in a relationship, make sure the missus is happy, the kids are happy, and you're happy, you know. You know, 2 days off the gym, man, and dad's not a happy man, and the whole house is going to come down, you know. But yeah, it's a priority for me. You know, it's my way of medicating myself to ground myself, so I can be a better version of myself, so I can be a good dad, be a good employee, son, nephew, whatever. You know?
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
That's really
There's
cool,
a lot of value to keeping that mental well-being by doing things for yourself, especially when you spend a lot of time doing things for other people, like being a good husband and so on.
Yeah.
Do you find that you get tired near the end of prep?
Yeah, I have in the past. Yep, when I've really, yeah, I've suffered just like maybe like 2 days, but never really, you know, maybe it's because I haven't gone into that bodybuilding mindset and I haven't done those things and gone to that dark zone like enough or really pushed myself to get there. So next year's a different story, mate.
I wonder how much of it is that, or how much of it is actually your attitude, because your attitude is phenomenally positive, and the fact that you broke it down and said it's only an hour to go to the gym and you eat to fuel your body, and I'm thinking, you know what, you're right, but I think a lot of us go, we're bodybuilders, we're prepping for a show, we're tired, we haven't got time for people, we're short with people when we're being incredibly selfish.
Oh my God, yeah.
Maybe it's something we fall into a
I know.
certain amount.
That's so funny you say that, because I was having this conversation with someone before about peak week, you know, like, you know, peak week we're supposed to be like really, really tired, you know, like everything's supposed to be all about you, but like it can still be, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, you can suffer, but not everything has to revolve around you. Like everything's still the same. You know, you're going to the gym, doing the same workouts. It's just, you know, you're just having just a little bit less food, you know.
You know, I just came off watching a podcast, and jeepers, who was it, the 212 guy, Derek. Anyway, he was saying, he said that, you know, he used to be very much, you know, like bodybuilding and I'm tired and I'm grumpy and all the rest of it. And he met a guy in the gym. There was a guy in the gym, and he said, I just needed to go and talk to him. And he said, I went and spoke to him after the gym and said, you know, look, I'm just really impressed by you. And the guy said, I'm 91 years old. Every time I come here, it's hard, but I love it, you know. And he said it changed things for him. He said, now I'm embracing all the things that bodybuilding is. When I'm hungry, I'm happy because, you know, I'm doing what I need to do. When I'm tired because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I'm good with it and I'm positive about it. Whereas we kind of take that stuff as, you know,
you can embrace that shit.
That's what he said. Exact words. He said, I'm embracing, you know, the whole package. And I thought,
man, that's part of the whole experience of doing fucking bodybuilding, you know? There's no point of complaining of something that you've chosen to do and that you say you love, but then you're complaining about it, you know, because I'm tired, you know, all that shit. Like, fuck.
Yeah,
just to throw a slightly different one in there, because I just prepped 14 weeks for a show, and I've got 3 young kids, you know, 10, 8, and 5. And like I don't begrudge, like I love it, you know, I enjoy the training, I enjoy the dieting, I enjoy the whole process. I feel really good with pushing myself to a goal, and I love it when people go, I can do that, and I can. But what I do feel bad about is when I know that I'm tired and I'm not doing the things for and with my kids that I probably should. I should be taking them out and chucking a ball around, and I'm just tired. And I'm not complaining about being tired, but I just feel that, I mean, I'm a little bit wired up for guilt, but I feel guilty for not sort of doing more with my kids or being a better father that I know I could be if I was full of carbs.
Yeah, but it's not affecting your being, you know. Yeah. It's like you're just acknowledging, yes, I am tired, not like, oh, I'm tired. You know.
That's good. That's another good way of looking at it. You know, like you may be tired and you can't go throw a ball around, but you can be supportive of your kids in other ways, and, you know, positive towards them, and still be a positive influence at that level that you're physically able to at the time, knowing that once comp days comes, you're going to go and throw a ball around twice as much for the next friggin' month and make up for it. But,
well, that's kind of why I chose to do it, because I think kids learn by copying, right? And so if they see me striving to be the best me that I can be, or striving for goals, then I want them to not necessarily be bodybuilders, but I want them to learn that they should have goals and should sacrifice to get there and should exercise self-discipline and try and be the best they can be. And I try to do that by modeling those behaviors.
Do it, yes, yeah. Rather than talking about it, you're actually doing that fucking shit.
It will catch up on you, Mike, because I rang up my young fellow, he's 15 and I just turned 16 actually. But I said, you know, can we catch up this weekend? And he said, oh, I can see you on Sunday, but I've got to be home by 1 o'clock because I've got a run to do. And I thought, oh man. And then I thought, nah, he's just learned it from me. You know, he'll say, you know, I've got this training, I've got weights these days, I've got grappling these days. And when you talk to him, and ask him what he wants to do after school. He goes, I want to be a UFC fighter. And you kind of see he's structured his whole training and everything around his fighting. And I'm going, I can't really be annoyed at that I'm not getting the time, because I taught him that because he's seen me dieting and prepping for 15 years, and he's picked up that work ethic. And so now, instead of being going, oh, I feel a little bit hurt, I go, far out, I'm proud he works so hard. And, you know, and I'm supportive. I'm supportive that I'm not getting a lot of time, because I know he's doing what he needs to do. But
you know what's happening. You know what's happening, what he's doing. Yeah, absolutely. He's applying what he's seen you do.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice seeing it in a, you know, in a next generation, or someone that you've, you know, influenced. And I know it doesn't have to be a child. It could be someone that you've picked up and mentored at the gym and shown them how to train. And we've all had, you know, training partners that have kind of gone on to be, you know, a lot better than
way better than us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are the wins, though. You know, those are the wins, man.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. Hey, I just want to have a look at a couple pictures too. Here we go. 214 to 220.
Yeah, same shorts.
Oh,
they are too.
Gold, love it.
Yeah.
Which was the 214 show? What one was that?
That was a pro-am, and that was in Sky City Event Center or something like that. Like, that was a good venue. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be one of the first pro-ams, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think Daniel Mazzolo, Paul Kennelly, Sam Andrews was in that one. There was just 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, and then here we go at Tournament of Champions. Gold. You look pretty happy there, bro.
Oh, yeah, more surprised.
That's a good smile there, bro. Very cool. And is that Sean Poe? Looks like his photos. Definitely.
Yeah, you can tell his quality, his work, you know.
Yeah, man. He has been he's done some phenomenal shoots over the years, and when you look at a photo, you can go, oh, that looks like Sean's photo. Just
that's
got that.
Sean's stuff, yeah.
Captures, eh? Have a bit of a skim through those, actually, because I really like his photography, eh? It's really cool.
Yeah, really knows how to make it look good.
Fuck, that's a good photo, bro.
Yeah,
wow.
He makes you work. He makes you work, that's for sure.
Do you find that photo shoots feel like they put you in some quite awkward positions that you wouldn't usually do, but from a photogenic perspective, it looks so fucking good?
Yeah, well, you know, he puts you in the position. He's like, abs, squeeze, click, click. And then hey, look at this. And I'm like, whoa, that's me. Oh, my God.
Yeah. and it looks very different to the way it feels. You know, I remember them moving my hands around. I'm thinking, fuck, my hands never like that. And then I saw the photo and went, wow, really cool.
Yeah.
Fuck, those are nice photos, bro. They are very good.
Yeah, that was the registration night of the 2018 Nationals. So that was before. So I wanted to do it before the Nationals instead of the day after, because I wanted to celebrate. You know, I didn't want to turn up to a photo shoot on Sunday a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, those are real cool photos. Fuck yes, Sean Poe, mean. Right. Yeah, it definitely is, man. So again, if you're not following, get on there, have a look, enjoy the journey. Right, so we've talked about bodybuilding, we've talked about fatherhood, and hey, in the background,
Speaking of fatherhood,
hey, how are you?
Hi. It's my daughter Amelia.
Nice. Hi, Amelia. Nice to meet you. Oh, dad moment, love it. Hey, we've talked about a lot of that stuff. Tell us about the future. What's the future hold for you, man? Where are we going?
Well, I've got something coming up. Well, because I work full time in a dairy factory, you know, and I work half a year and I get half a year off. So it's about filling up that half a year with something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And that's something that's fitness based. I can't announce anything yet because it's a bit of hush hush. So when it's all like sealed and confirmed, that's when I'm going to announce it. And yeah, I'm going to get busy doing that. But yeah, it's.
Love it, bro. Find a passion and chase after it. You'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, I've dabbled in so many things, made so many investments, lost a lot of money, but you know, now it's finally fallen in place, and yeah, I'm really excited. But
fuck, awesome, bro. And keep us in the loop with it, so we know what's going on, and then we can have a yak about it. And,
yeah, definitely. When it definitely pops off, I know next year, like I've really got my eyes set on that pro card now. You know. seeing all the young talent coming through, and being at my age, you know, right now, there's no time than like right now.
Yeah, bro. I hear you.
And I've never done anything with the intent to win, ever gone 100. Like, so this is, I'm going all out 100.
Mean, bro. It's really cool to hear. Hey, bit of time for you now just to shout out to those people, your nearest and dearest, those that have supported you, those that have helped you and inspired you along the way. Floor's yours.
Well, yeah. First, thank God for placing me here in front of you guys, putting me here and give me purpose to be the best version of me. Hopefully I'm doing them proud. Especially to Shane and Nutrition Systems for supporting me on my journey. I've been with them for 2 years now. So I can't thank them enough. My daughters, Tana and Amelia, for just for being the sweetest girls in my life. Everything I do is for them, and I hope they know that. Just for everyone, especially IFBB, for keeping things going, because I think if they didn't hold all the regionals, I don't think it would have lit the fire the way it has right now this year. Yeah. And just to all the other competitors too that are showing up, you know, the quality is amazing. I know everyone's going to be doing their best, but you know, unfortunately, it's up to the judges to decide, you know, who is the best. And hopefully whoever wins is congratulations to whoever wins, really.
Nice, man. Well, we'll look forward to this, watching you on your journey chasing that pro card. It's really cool to hear you put it out there, and it's really cool to acknowledge the other competitors, because I've got to say that the people in our sport at the moment are some of the best people that have been involved in bodybuilding in a long time. I mean, the core groups have always been really, really cool people, but a lot of the new people coming in have been welcomed into the fold. They're doing real positive things, and the sport's looking really good at the moment. So let's see some really good shows 2021, and let's all push each other along.
I've just put out the dates now, so
I know I put it up. I was like, oh yeah, got all excited. It's funny, man, like, you know, here we are, you know, like I just turned 46, and something like that pops up on my Insta, and I'm like a fucking kid in a candy store. And I'm like, yes, calendar. Oh, what show am I going to do? I'm going to do this show, and you know, which show are we going to go along and catch up with people, and who's going to compete? And it's really exciting.
Well, hey, and thank you guys too. You know, that's a podcast. Well, you don't have a podcast yet. It's just a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. We like it's on the to do, but I work full time as an HR manager for a pretty big group, and so I get on. We do these, I edit, and then we get them all up. Yeah. And you know, I'd love to convert them and put them on to you know, and it's just like
maybe that's my job for the school holidays.
Yeah,
cool, man.
I see a calling for you, Mike.
Yeah. What you are doing now, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it,
cool.
man.
We love it too. I don't like, people always say thank you to us, and it's like, no, thank you to the athletes, because like, you know, we do it because it's fucking cool, man. It's just neat talking to really good people. It's neat having the people that are so positive and inspiring and willing to share, you know, both their bodybuilding experience, their personal experiences, and I feel real blessed to be able to do that. So
yeah, you know, just the local talent that you're doing, like you know how we look outside the country for influence, and it's just really nice how you kept it close to home.
Yeah, man. Look,
you know,
there's some talent here, man, and
some amazing talent. Yeah. So gratitude to you guys. Thank you.
Cool. Hey, well, thank you. Hey, we're going to call it a night, because some of us need our beauty sleep.
I'm hungry.
Same one. And stay safe out there, people, and we will be back on board in another day or so.
Cool, guys.